If there is something I enjoy, it is unexpectedly running across a piece of media that I end up falling in love with. This happened to me fairly recently with an anime film called Millennium Actress. Though I've briefly talked about it before on my podcast, I have been itching for the day I could review it on my channel and share it with all of you. Before I jump into my review though, I'd love to know your thoughts on all this. Whether it be during or after the video, feel free to voice your opinions in the comments below. With that out of the way, let's jump in. Millennium Actress, also sometimes known as Shiyoko Millennial Actress, is a 2002 anime film directed by the legendary Satoshi Kon and inspired by the careers of two prolific Japanese actresses. The film is kicked off when the once famous Ginai studio is set to be demolished, and so filmmaker Genya Tachibana decides to honor the event by making a documentary about Shiyoko Fujiwara, who was once the company's star actress during the Showa era of cinema. Sitting down to interview the retired starlet, Genya gives her a key he believes she lost at the studio, which causes Shiyoko to reflect on her life. As she tells them of her life, career, and never-ending search for her long-lost love, Genya and his reluctant cameraman are drawn into her stories, where the difference between reality and cinema becomes blurred. Now, I absolutely love this film, and I could probably sit here all day discussing it, but I know that doesn't exactly make for a compelling review. Therefore, allow me to instead discuss just a few things that I think make the film really worth watching. First and foremost, I really adore the story. As mentioned previously, the whole thing is framed as Shiyoko telling the story of her life, and getting to see her life play out was really fascinating. From a young girl in pre-World War II Japan falling in love with a mysterious painter, to a young woman at the height of her fame, starring in various films, to a more mature actress who decides to leave the world of cinema behind, I was really invested in her story, and I think the film does a great job of making it feel like you are witnessing the growth of a real-life individual. Not only that, but the story of a small-time filmmaker trying to make a documentary of an actress he is fond of, while we learn about his past connections to her, was really interesting too. Another thing that I like is that Millennium Actress goes above and beyond regular storytelling by blending Chiyoko's life with the films she stars in, leading to something truly unique. As you may have noticed I mentioned earlier, one of the big things throughout Shiyoko's life is the search for her long-lost love. In fact, the whole reason she even becomes an actress is in the hopes that the man she loves might see one of her films and they can be reunited. Knowing this, it becomes quite interesting when we see Shiyoko in roles where she is looking for the man she loves and usually trying to run away from her duty to continue her search. Is this simply a part of the movie? Her expressing her real-life feelings in the context of fiction? Or perhaps a combination of both? Throw in the fact that Genya and his cameraman seem to literally be in her stories, sometimes going as far as playing a part in what is happening, and we have a wonderful tale where fantasy and reality play off of each other. Moving on, I'll admit I'm not much of an expert when it comes to this sort of thing, but I was quite impressed with the production value of this. Despite being almost 20 years old, I think the visuals hold up quite well, and that the use of different environments and time periods was very nicely done. Not only that, but I think that there is some really nice music in this, with my personal favorite being a song from near the end that is heart-wrenching. Seeing as how animation juggernaut Madhouse produced this, I guess I shouldn't be too surprised in the amount of quality. Finally, like any other film by Satoshi Kon, Millennium Actress is the type of film that is filled with all sorts of symbolism, deeper meanings, and different interpretations. While on the surface this appears to be the simple story of an actress's life and career, others have pointed out that it also seemingly has criticism of Japan's involvement in World War II, nods to the Japanese film industry, and touches upon the nature of illusion, to name a few. While I may not be too well versed in any of the deeper meaning stuff that may be going on, I still find it fascinating and worth mentioning. When it comes to the negatives, I would say that there aren't really any, except for the fact that this won't be the sort of movie for everyone. Some people don't like drama, for instance, or movies that aren't straightforward, or stuff that leans into romance. And so I could see this being a turnoff. Likewise, this movie isn't exactly action heavy, so if you aren't a fan of slower paced stuff, it would make sense to stay away. However, if any of what I have said sounds interesting to you, then I cannot recommend this film enough. A wonderful film that is told in a unique way, and with a story that I think is worth investing in, Millennium Actress is something that I wish everybody would check out. But hey, that's just my opinion. And remember, don't take anything I say too seriously. After all, I'm just the wannabe reviewer. Thanks for watching.